the first weekend, like the first weekend, everything was really hot and heavy here in New York. I went and we started at Barclays and we went on the Brooklyn Bridge and we got to the city. As soon as we got to the city, it was it was like a movie. It was like a
Oh yeah.
movie. I was like, I've never thought I'd see anything like this in person. And obviously, like, I'm white, so I don't
Yeah.
generally have to see things like that.
Yeah.
Um, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just it was insane. It was the craziest thing like the craziest series of events I've ever seen in my life. And like I didn't tell anyone I was going. I didn't make a big stink about it. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go because I want to go because it's something I believe in. um and my friend and I were there, and we were kind of like, you remember, like, you lived in New York forever, like those
Okay.
scaffolds in front of the buildings in
Yeah.
the city. We were standing on top of one of those just watching because it was crazy. Like nothing crazy was happening at that moment. It was just the entire like all encompassing scene happening in front of us was insane.
Oh yeah.
Uh so the cops were like forming like shoulder to shoulder, city block width, and just charging. And if you didn't move out of the way, you're like you're getting
Yeah.
beat up, you're getting arrested. That's it. Like there's no like no questions asked. Um so people were running. We jumped down because a lot of the times if you're white and you're standing in front of the line, they'll kind of like give you a pass, they'll be like, and you just be like, oh, chill the out, so we jumped down, and like right as the crowd was kind of like on the next block and the cops were still kind of charging at them. So like we jumped down, and some guy bounced off the wall and landed in front of me, and I would like my first instinct was like, let me help him up. So like I go to pick him up, and I look up, and there's this cop just like ready to my life up, and I'm like,
Wow.
uh and he just like moved on to someone else. I was like, oh my god, he was like literally like 2 feet, not even 2 feet away from me, just ready to like destroy my life. And I was like, oh, this is how it ends. All right, sweet. And then he just like walked away. uh and like that was, I got home, like it's not really my thing to be emotional about because I'm not, I've had really bad experiences with cops in my life, but that's not my struggle to talk about. But I got home, I got like kind of emotional about it because I was like, that's really sad that this is what has to happen